Great skills again by him. Oh, marvellous goal by Lucas.
Welcome to the Rangers Journey.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday pre-match edition of the Rangers Journal. My name is Chris. I will be your host for the next 20 minutes or so. And with me, we'll get the wonderful Cammy. Cammy, how are you doing, mate?
Aye, good. It's a strange old situation, a 4:30 kick-off on a Sunday. It's been trying to fill your time for the last wee while, watch a bit of the FA Cup, keep an eye on the Hearts game. But yeah, I'm well, just looking forward to the game, and hopefully we can continue our positive run of form.
Absolutely, mate. I hope you're right in that one. And it's going to be a tough game today up at Pittodrie. It's going to be really interesting to see how things go. Good afternoon to everybody who's joining us. We'll just get people joining in. Some comments are coming in. So great to have you all with us. And we'll try and keep you entertained over the next 20 minutes or so, as I said earlier. Marty might be joining us. We're just waiting to see if Marty comes along. He might pop in and say hello as an extra guest. But if not, myself and Cammy will make sure we cover all the pre-match stuff. Cammy, before we get to today's stuff, I just wanted to really touch on the breaking news that Rangers have announced this afternoon. We wanted some new signings. We're starting to get the new signings. The first one that we've had announced is, and I'm going to butcher this name. I know I really am, but Tochi Chikawani, I believe the name is, 22-year-old from Sturm Graz. Rangers have shelled out £4 million, subject to work permit and international clearance, so he's not here today. But how good the news is it that we've managed to get the signings kicked off in this January transfer window?
Well played with the pronunciation. As I said before we went live, he will now affectionately be known as Big Man to me. And we're never ever going to get a song for that name, to be honest. But I'm delighted. I thought we would have waited until tomorrow. I thought we'd have let match day get out the road, maybe a double signing tomorrow. But yeah, it's good. I think he's somebody that's going to come in, probably be a starter, which is what we need. Left back hopefully to come next, and I think we're going to have a busy couple of weeks. I think between now and the next league game against Dundee, I'm hoping for 3 or 4 players in that are going to, and then you might get something in the last few days of the window. But yeah, good start, and number 42, so hopefully he's the best number 42 ever to play for the Rangers.
Absolutely. Paul just said their new left back will be announced soon. So we understand here at the Journal that Tur Romans, £3 million, undergoing a medical as we speak, 22-year-olds. One interesting thing for me, Cammy, is both Tochi and Tur, 22, 23-year-old. Does that show what Danny Rowe's kind of profile for a player is going to be, do you think? And how excited are you about these young assets coming into the club?
I think also, for what I can gather, I haven't done the full YouTube search and scouting profiles and what have you, but I think there's a bit of physicality, certainly about the big man just signing today. Mm-hmm. That's something that's as exciting for me. I think we are a team of wee guys, pretty much. So I think if we can improve, if they've got ability and physicality to match, then ideal for me. 22, 23. Listen, we'd all love a bit of experience, but we just need good players. I've said that to them blue in the face. It doesn't matter whether they're 20 or 30, as long as they come in and make Rangers a better team. That's all we're looking for. Yeah,
absolutely. And Harvey just said he'll be getting these scar picks done right at the moment. Hopefully we can get something maybe announced before we kick off up at Pittodrie. That would give us a double boost. Obviously, Camille, there's more in the background. We understand a couple of boys from Sunderland potential in terms of what's happening there. We won't touch on that too much at the moment. I'm sure there'll be more pods on that as we get through the week. But just to reiterate how exciting it is, Cammy, that actually we've said we want to get signings in. It's been a bit of a slow burner to the start of this. We're 11 days into the window. Nothing was announced till today. Do you think that was why Rangers have made that announcement today? Because fans are probably getting a bit touchy. They're probably asking what's going on with this. And this really gives a wee bit of good news before we kick off at Pittodrie.
Aye, possibly. It's just it goes against the grain as the way Rangers usually do their business. I thought it'd be great if you get 3 points and at 7 o'clock you then announce the the next signing. That's the ideal scenario today. I don't know what the thought process. I had been talking to a couple of boys. I thought Monday would be most likely. Maybe do a double announcement for those that remember Kemal Roof and Cedric Itten when we signed the two of them in one day. I was thinking similar, but no, it's good that that's us started, and we put that to the back burner now and move on to get the 3 points today, get the left back in, get the two of them hopefully a week's training ahead of Annan, and the ideal debut for both at Ibrox on Friday night.
Absolutely, mate. Moving on to today, Gammy. Obviously, we've got the starting lineups just come out. I put it onto the screen there for everyone to see. But before we do that, we just jump into just cover off a bit of housekeeping. So just want to say a massive thank you to today's sponsors of our podcast, Bluebells Puerto del Carmen Lanzarote. The guys over there are fantastic supporters of the pods, and they do everything they can to help us. If you're over in Lanzarote today, it's the only Rangers bar in Lanzarote, so you'll be able to go over there and watch the game if you're there. We hope you're having a few beers and enjoying yourselves. The guys over there will take really good care of you. A fantastic family atmosphere in the Bluebells, and it's a massive place for anyone to go. If you're a Rangers fan, definitely recommend getting over there. So good luck to you all if he's out today, and cheers to you all if he's having a wee beer or two watching the game. Here, obviously, back home, Cammy, with the announcement of the lineup has been put out. I'm just going to go through it for Rangers. Butland in goal, back four by the looks of it: Tav, Suter, Fernandez, and Makoma. Middle three of Raskin, Diamonde, and Asgard, and a front three of Gassama, Moore, and Chamiti. The subs today we've got is Kelly, Giga, who's returned from the AFCON, Aarons, Inciala, Matondo, Devil, Ant-Man, who comes in from the cold. He's been out injured for the last few weeks, so good to see him back, Miovski, and Danilo. Quite a strong bench, Cam. I want to start on that first of all, because I think that's probably the strongest looking bench we've had on paper for a while. Is it good to see Ant-Man back in there, giving us something a little bit different? And then obviously Jigga coming back from AFCON at the time when we've just lost two important players as well.
Without a doubt, I think Jigga has had not the best spell, but it's an extra body. We're losing Dujon for the next 2 or 3 weeks, so I think it's going to put pressure onto the guys that are there, which is great. Ant-Man had a great debut and has flattered to deceive ever since, then picked up the injury. I just want to see him grab his opportunity because it is going to come. I just want to see him go on the outside. Go on the outside and go past the fullback. Bit old-fashioned, I know, but with football nowadays, they tend to retain possession and all that sort of stuff. The guy's clearly got pace, so it's important that we've got him back. And without saying it's almost like a new signing because we've not had him for a couple of months. So it is an extra body, and it's the same with Giga. As much as he's going to go back to Wolves in the summer, I saw somebody in the comments talking about cancelling the loan. That's not going to happen whilst we're short of bodies. There's probably penalty clauses and all that sort of stuff with regard to that. So I don't see we'll have Giga till the summer. The more bodies that we have got between now and the end of the season, that enables us to win. But we're getting there. It's an attacking option because I think middle to front, I hope that we see a couple of bodies coming in that will make a difference in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at that lineup, Cammy, back four would probably say picks itself at the moment in terms of where it's at. Middle three, the big question was who was coming in for Barron not being there. Obviously, Asgard's been given the nod. Does that surprise you a little bit that Asgard's been brought into the team, or was that the expectation in terms of he just fits in there naturally, do you think?
I think he fits in naturally, but it's a big day for him. I think he had a disappointing performance last week. He's had his moments. He's popped up with a couple of goals prior to that. We spoke about it last week in the post-match, and I cut him a wee bit of slack because he picked up the yellow card, and I think it genuinely messed with his head. He was coming off a red card in the semi-final, so it's going to be frenetic, I would imagine. So I think Asgard's going to have to be ready for what Aberdeen are throwing at it. Off the ball, he does give me a bit of concerns because he is a bit lackadaisical. And this is not going to be the type of game that you're going to need everybody with the right attitude on it from the first whistle. As much as Aberdeen looked pretty poor on Tuesday night, you know what happens when we play against them up at Pittodrie. We don't have a decent record, but it's pretty much the starting 11 that I expected. I don't see anything on the bench that would have started ahead of him. I think you could have argued if Dujon had been available, you could have stuck him in the middle of the park and went a flat three. You could put Dujon at right back, you could put Tav into the middle of the park, but you're moving things about, and I don't think we've got. I don't think there's a great deal of options until the big man comes in and he supplements that. Maybe Dan Neil comes in as another signing as a Connor Barron sort of clone. So that would certainly help. But starting 11, it's more than a good enough starting 11 to win the game. We're trying to keep this to 20-25 minutes. Danilo's another one for me that I don't think he offers enough off the ball. I think there's every chance that he'll be gone this month. But there's not a he must be playing. I know there's somebody in the comments the Lyle Cameron situation. The manager clearly isn't seen enough of him Monday to Friday. He speaks often about training and that sort of thing. We don't have the benefit of that. So you have to just trust the manager. Lyle Cameron has showed flashes in the limited opportunity he's had, but it's like anything. If the manager doesn't fancy and he's not seen it Monday to Friday, that's why he's not involved. More than Lyle Cameron and Finlay Curtis, who's not on the bench either.
Yeah. That's a big surprise, Cammy, for me. If you look at it, so you said we were talking about, there's not really anyone there who can come in and take the place of Barron, other than Asgard, essentially the one we're saying. But we can see the comments that are coming in. Not a lot of people are liking that move. And there, we could say Danilo could potentially go in there and play that role as well. Maybe even Miovski go in there and Chermiti drop down to the number 10 and let Miovski be the further forward. There's different things there, but obviously Danny Rose looked and said Asgard's the right one. The other one for me is obviously Mikey Moore. He was a massive doubt for today. He maybe picked up an injury and they're trying to manage his game time and stuff. He's made it, which is good. It's Gassama, Moore and Chermiti as the front three, which gives us a little bit of consistency up there. But just looking at that front three, obviously Chermiti's came good in the last couple of games. The last few games, he's really put himself about, hoping to get a really good game from him today. Moore, we know what he can bring to the game. But the one for me, Cammy, that I just wanted to really touch on, and it's a worry for me because I don't think he's playing to his full potential at the moment in Gassama. I think he's so hot and cold. 1 minute, he looks tremendous and he's running half the park with the ball and about to put it the back in the net. The other times he just can't be bothered going back 10 yards. And really that's the one for me. It's really frustrating because I think this guy's got so much potential that he could be an absolute superstar for us, but he's just not showed it yet. But do you think today, given the situation, the park's going to be slippy and there's going to be defenders diving in left, right and centre, is this an opportunity for him to really put his stamp on the team and show what he can do?
100%. I think there's a lot of positives with regard to Gassama, but his final ball and his decision making has letting him down consistently. Had a really great start, was scoring goals, confidence was high. We thought, this is brilliant, we're getting a guy that's going to hit 10 to 15 goals for us, but his performances have dipped. You don't know, confidence, the conditions are going to be tricky underfoot, but Mikey Moore have got pace. And I think getting in behind Abbott, I think there was opportunities on Tuesday night for Gassama. He got in on a fair few occasions. I'm assuming that he will play off the left. I would imagine Mikey Moore off the right, I would think. But I agree, I think Gassama is better off the left-hand side and Mikey Moore will probably play off the right. But yeah, just grab the opportunity. Just have a wee bit of composure. I suppose if these guys were the finished article and had composure, they wouldn't be rocking up at Rangers. But we need the Gassama until we bring in other players. We need Gassama, Mikey Moore. We need them to step up to the plate I don't want to come on all Roy Keane, Gassama misses, just had a baby. And was it Roy Keane said, "What did he have the baby?" No, I don't want. Do you know what I mean? But nah, listen, it happened to Jack Butland. I think he was a couple of years ago. So things in your personal life can impact performances as well. But hopefully we see a big performance from Gassama today.
Absolutely. You touched on it earlier there, Cammy, no Curtis and no Cameron on the bench. I think some Rangers fans are probably asking what does either of them need to do to get a space on the bench. It's either going to be a situation where they're injured and we don't know about it, or they're literally just not in Danny Röhl's plans. But I want to play a little bit of a devil's advocate here. I get where people are coming from in terms of saying why they're not there, right? But I would also say, from Curtis's point of view, when he has come off the bench and he's came in, I've not seen anything special. I think we said in a few podcasts ago when he did come off the bench, he could have done and he should have done so much better when he came on. I know he only got 20-25 minutes in his last appearance for Rangers, but really there wasn't anything there from him. Maybe that's what Danny Röhl said in training. Cameron, we can't really say much about because we've only really seen him for 10 minutes or so. I think he's one appearance under Danny Röhl for 10 minutes, so there's not a lot we can say in that one. And I'm going to ask a genuine question here, but is the whole Cameron and Curtis thing the same analogy where the longer they're not in this team, the better the players they become? Is that what's going to potentially happen with these guys? And the really best thing that needs to happen is they need to go out and loan, get that game time and show everyone what they can actually do.
I think it's the fact that pretty much everybody else has had opportunities, and I think they, as often is the case, that when a player isn't getting opportunities, then they become better, and that's no dismissing the qualities of Cameron and Curtis, but the manager spoke about it, about earning your minutes. It's quite. It would be disappointing for me as Lyle Cameron and Finlay Curtis if I was looking at the bench, and no disrespect to Rabbi Matondo and Kieran Dowell, but if I was so they're clearly doing more Monday to Friday than the other two players. I think the fact that they're not involved in the 18 today says loans. Wouldn't surprise me if Neil McCann potentially takes Finlay Curtis to Kilmarnock. I think that would be a good move for him. The key with these guys, you might take Lyle Cameron as well. Depends, depends whether he fancies them or not. But we just have to trust the window. I mean, I think Paul's saying their shop window for Dowell sitting on the bench isn't really much of a shop window, because I would be very surprised if either of them came onto the pitch. There was opportunities on Tuesday night, and Tav went into the middle of the park when Kieran Dowell could have came on. So I think if I was fit and healthy and up in Aberdeen, I would be able to go on the bench. They're just sitting there to fill a jersey for me, and I would expect Kieran Dowell to go out on loan by the end of the month, or loan with a permanent. Same with Joe Rothwell, who's obviously not involved at all.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree with you. I think there'll be some movement. I think we've heard the rumours around that, and I would imagine there'll be some movement on Rothwell, maybe even Dowell over the next couple of days. The one that really surprised me, Matondo, the fact that we've not heard nada about him at the moment in terms of anyone taking him on, is a bit of a, I wouldn't say it's a surprise, but it's a bit of a shame, because he's taken up a space and a wage in there which could be put to good use. Just want to touch on Cammy. Obviously, this game was a little bit of a threat because of the weather. There's a lot of Rangers fans going to be travelling up to Aberdeen today. It's good that the game's on, because I think it keeps the momentum, even though we have lost some important players. I think it's good that we can keep the momentum. It's good that we've got an opportunity here to get back above third place again, and try and get that 3 points in between us. Just to touch on though, Cammy, for the fans travelling up there, it's going to be a bit of a wild one. It's not the greatest places at Pittodrie to go to. Big shout out to those guys and everyone up there today, because it's a really tough journey, and by the sounds of it, it's going to be a tough journey back down the road tonight again as well, especially with the weather.
Looking at some of the updates for the SLO and the fan advisory board, I think there's been a lot of road closures and due to flooding, obviously, because they've had a hell of a lot of snow up there. So it's kudos to the Bears that have travelled up. I used to love a trip up to Aberdeen back in the day when we got a reasonable allocation of tickets. So 3 points back down the road, everybody stays safe. That's all you want for everybody that's in attendance, not just the Rangers fans. You just want everybody to go to the game, enjoy the game. Rangers come away with the 3 points, and everybody goes home and enjoys the rest of their Sunday.
Absolutely. Just finally, Cammy, I just want to touch on obviously the game against Celtic and going away to Celtic Park and winning there was a statement victory. A lot of people have said that was a statement victory for Danny Rule. A lot of people would probably say the past going up to Aberdeen and winning at Aberdeen, especially in difficult circumstances, could also be a statement victory. Would you see that today if he can go up there and we can get that win? Does that put another statement victory on the table for Danny Rule, do you think?
Definitely. I think it comes down to belief in the mentality and the approach of the players. If we play like we did in the first 45 minutes last week, it'll be a difficult afternoon. But if we play like we did in the second half, I thought Tuesday night we were very comfortable, bar one or two instances. So in these games, it's mentality and attitude and belief and like winning your battles and all the stuff that I spoke about when we done the pre-match last Saturday. Yep. So yeah, statement, 3 points on the board. Doesn't really matter what it looks like. It'd be great if it's silky. Conditions, I think, will mean that it isn't silky. So it's about winning the battles against the guys you're up against and playing on the front foot, getting the ball forward, put them under pressure because they looked really ropey at the back. But it's about what Rangers do. If the right version of Rangers turn up, I'll be on the post-match at 6:30. I'll be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're spot on. Your comment around it's about what Rangers do. It's not about what happens elsewhere. If Rangers go in and put themselves out there the way they should be doing it, then there's no reason why, when it comes to the post-match for yourself, Billy and Marty, there's no reason why we're not talking about 3 points this afternoon because it's a must. Blaze and Blue said it. It's an absolute must today. Paul's also said today will be a hard game. Let's see how many fouls they get away with again. That was a big disappointment midweek. So hopefully the referee today's a wee bit harder on that because there was a couple of kicks and obviously Barron been out as a result of one of them. So hopefully the referee clamps down on that one today. Cammy, just finally then, just if we can, what's your prediction score-wise?
I'm going for 3-1. I went for it last Saturday and came up trumps, and I can see there being. I think the conditions will dictate. It'll be difficult for defences and goalkeeper. And I think the wind looks as though it's a bit treacherous. I think we'll bag a couple of goals for set pieces. I think because I just think that we've proven that we're working well in that instance. So I'll go 3-1. Big Chermity to score a couple.
Brilliant, love it. I'm going to say 2-1. I think it'll be a wee bit tighter. I think 2-1 Rangers. I think Chermity will score. Also think Mikey Moore might go on the score sheet today as well. But hopefully the 3 points. Look, I would take anything at this moment in time. I think one of the guys said yesterday, I would take a Miovski 93rd minute winner at this moment in time as well if we needed to. So as long as we come back down the road with the 3 points and
that would be sweet if you could guarantee it's 1-1 and Miovski scores in the 96th minute. That would be very, very sweet. I was watching the game with Callum on Tuesday night, and we were willing Connor Barron to score because he was getting into the situations and what have you. And there's no any love lost between Aberdeen support and those that have chosen to better their career by coming to Rangers.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Totally agree. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up there and let you get ready and prepared for the game. 4:30 kick-off today. Just to finally run through that team again. So we've got Butland in goal, got a back four of Tavernier, captain Suter, Fernandez, Mikoma. We've got Raskin, Diamondi and Asgard, and the front three of Gassama, Moore and Chermity. You can see the subs there on the screen as well. Massive afternoon for Rangers. This is the type of games that we need to be going and win if we want to be title contenders. We really need to keep the pressure on the other teams around us at the top. So it's a real big game for Rangers today. Guys, if you can, like, share, subscribe, please. Lots of content on the Rangers Journal through the course of the week. As we've been mentioning, Billy, Cammy and Marty will be on around 6:30 this evening for post-match discussion. Hopefully we're talking about a really good victory and 3 points, but regardless, we hope we're just talking about getting those 3 points. Cammy, thank you for joining me in the pre-match. Hope you enjoy the game today, mate, and hope it's a good post-match for you. Are you just sitting in the house watching it today, mate?
Just me and the wee man just be watching it at home. Had the opportunity a ticket earlier in the week, but unfortunately we come as a pair now. So Callum wouldn't have allowed me to travel up there myself without him. But I just want to see Rangers win. Doesn't matter whether I'm at the game or watching it in the house. It's just about Rangers winning and hopefully taking another step towards being in a title race till the latter stages of the season, and then hopefully to have lifting it.
Absolutely, mate. Spot on, 100%, mate. Listen, Cammy, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Folks, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all your comments and things on. Make sure you, as I say, like, subscribe, share this as much as you can. We hope you all have a fantastic 90 minutes watching the game. Hopefully we get 3 points. As I said, guys, please join Billy, Cammy and Marty for the post-match around about 6:30. Just remember, folks, every night is an Rangers Journal night. Thank you very much for joining. Take care.
Every night is the Rangers Journal night.